Flyers TV is sponsored by the Bay Hotel. Todd, disappointing result tonight. What was your take on the game?
Well, I mean, we knew how important this match was for us tonight. It's basically we're looking for it to be a 4-point swing towards those guys. I think that the guys played exceptional tonight. I think they played really well, and they battled themselves into that game all night. And guys were really committed to the cause. Unfortunately, we got mired in a bit of penalty trouble, which cost us all night. That's been a little bit of an issue for us. And it cost us a point tonight in a game that I certainly think that for big minutes of it we were in control of it. And I think the crowd appreciated it. They saw a good performance from us, but we didn't get the result we wanted.
Considering obviously the result, do you think we deserve to get the win tonight?
I kept saying to the guys, even in between periods, we were down a goal, and I told them to stick with it, because I think their goaltender played really well. I think a couple of those pucks didn't go in that maybe on another night would, but I think the guys they battled. Really looked like a hockey team. Like a guy like Chamont shows how much he cares. He just gets some stitches on the bench and he just keeps going, and that shows that guys are committed. And I think all the guys we used tonight really came to play. They knew that this was a pivotal game for us, and they wanted it bad.
Where does it leave your playoff ambitions?
Yeah, well, I mean, yesterday. We said that this was absolutely crucial, and certainly with Cardiff coming up here and getting 4 points, we wanted them to come up and get a negative trip up here in Scotland, but they've got 4 points out of a possible 4, and they're going to Edinburgh tomorrow, facing a last place club. So Cardiff seem on the up right now. There's still a lot of hockey left. There's teams. There's teams. That have gone on some really good runs lately. By no means are we out of the playoffs and we're throwing away towel, but I think it was pretty crucial that we don't let Cardiff come out of this building with any points. I think that was very important for our playoff run. But we'll have to see what happens. I mean, funny things can happen in hockey, but I think that it looked like our team had a heartbeat tonight and really cared. And I mean, that's the kind of hockey they're going to have to play from here on in, because otherwise, your playoff hopes end come the start of February at the deadline. It's a long run in playing for just to put pride.
Teams had similar amount of penalties, I think, tonight, and similar amount of power plays. Cardiff with 3 power play goals and yourselves with none. Has that sort of been the season in a nutshell for you guys?
Well, yeah, we don't our power play hasn't fired this year, and it's not for lack of trying or changing things for whatever reason. It's just the power play statistics are well below what we'd like to be seeing, and it's not clicking right now. But it's like I was talking about earlier, 5-on-5. We're not even asking for power play. 5-on-5. I think that we outplay teams. I think we play well. But it is when we run into penalty troubles that we get ourselves a little behind the 8 ball.
Any complaints with some of the penalties tonight? Obviously, Ned made his feelings known and got a misconduct.
Well, I think players should learn to keep their frickin' mouth shut. They're paid to play hockey, not act like big babies. And we say that again, I'll have no problem sending somebody home and replacing it, because you don't act like that. Especially, you don't put yourself first, or that's not even putting yourself first. That's just having no regard for the team, especially when we're in such an important game. But personally, I think we played a lot better without him. I think the guys came out, and it's tough. And that would be tough to keep up against on a 120 minutes of hockey. But the guys responded really well to it, and we'll address him during the week. But I got to make my point kind of clear here, I suppose. We're a ninth place hockey club. I'm a coach of a ninth place hockey club right now, and we're in this position because we belong in this position because of the way we've played hockey over the course of the season. I think when you get in a game like that, and I'll say the word again, it's a very pivotal game for both teams, to have an outside influence or a third party become such a factor in a game is very disappointing, and I think that I certainly think both sides would have a complaint. I mean, I'm not sitting here crying about it, but it's very frustrating because you play such a good game, and it starts messing with guys' careers, because you got to look at the big picture. Because you look at a guy like, I don't know, look at a guy like Jordan Fulton, who's played extremely well for us, and then to miss the playoffs and stuff like that, that goes in his resume. So these things are messing with not only what the fans are paying to watch out there and what we do for a living every day, but it messes with guys' future careers, and that's guys' future earnings, that's guys' future hockey experience. So that's very frustrating.
We've already seen some video footage, the incident that upset Ned so much, the Cardiff player kicking the nets off. And it seemed clear that he did slide into the nets to take them off. Is that frustrating for you that wasn't called? That
it wasn't called? Look, I mean, referees, hockey players, we're all human. We all make mistakes out there. But like I said, fortunately for me, if it's one of my players making too many mistakes, I can fire him. Can't do anything about other factors.
You've got the next couple of weeks, it's away games. You've got Hull a couple of times in Edinburgh, and sometimes on the road the guys have managed to pull out some really good performances. Are you kind of hopeful of picking up points now?
Well, I have to be more than hopeful. We have to expect it out of these guys. I know that it's very difficult, and guys are really down about that tonight because I talked to him, and I know Danny had primed the guys. I'd started skating this week, so I let Stewie take a practice so I could get a good skate in there and stuff. And so from both of us, we tried to stay on these guys and keep them motivated. And I think you've seen a pretty motivated team tonight, and that's something that we needed 5 months ago. I mean, we've seen it, and like you said, we have seen that on the road. We've drifted in and out, but guys know how important they are, and this team won't give up. This team won't roll over, and we'll refuse to let it roll over. And don't forget about these guys. Like, I mean, I know in these interviews sometimes I come across as being really hard on these guys, and I think I'm hard when they need it. But you got to remember that there's a group of guys in this room that come out and they work the balls off night in and night out. And we haven't had great team performances. We've had some individual really great performances, but we need good team performances for the rest of the season. Playoff spot or not, out with that, these guys won't roll over and die. So we got to come into every game expecting it's going to give us a good outcome.
You've essentially got 2 months worth of games to play before the playoffs. So I mean, it's nowhere near done and dusted, is it?
No, it's difficult because expectations are high. Specifically after we had such a great season last year, and I mean, when we came into this year, we thought, okay, we're going to improve, we're going to go up the lineup, and we're kind of sitting back. Seems like we've taken 3 steps backwards, but the thing is when you look at it, the league's completely different. It's completely changed. We don't have 4 dominant teams at the top, and the rest of the teams getting blown out and stuff. I mean, these are all close games. I think we've only been really heavily outplayed, only a handful of times, and the league's really tightened up. But unfortunately for us, we're on the bottom of that pile. But a couple better performances throughout the season so far, and we'd be somewhere in the middle of that pack. We're kind of where we'd want to be. But you're absolutely right. We got 2 months left. We're just a little bit down right now, but we'll regroup. And we got. I was just looking over the schedule on Friday night, and we do have a lot of hockey left. But we really need to go on a run here. If we don't go on a run, we'll be relying on other people to help us out.